What's up, everybody? Just remember me back. This is a update from the video that I made some hours ago. As you all know, I shared with you all that I cut my son's hair for the first time this afternoon, and I was saying how my wife was at work, and you know that the job I did on my son's hair was just like, oh my goodness. And I wanted to wait until she got off of work. And she's actually still at work right now. It's actually, my clock says 9:03. And she's actually working a double shift, go figure. So she still has at least maybe a couple more hours left before she gets home. But she ended up calling me about, I'll say maybe like an hour and a half ago, just to kind of check up on us and see how we was doing. So, you know, I'm talking with her, and in my head I'm going back and forth like, should I just get this out now and tell her, you know, what I did? And when she called me, she actually like video chat me. She FaceTime, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, he's running around in the back, so I'm just like, you know what? Just let me do this now. Let me get it out the way. She's calling me. You know, maybe it was meant to be like this. So, we're talking, and, you know, she was telling me, she's like, oh man, I'm just dying here at work. She's saying how she's bored and everything like that, so time is kind of dragging for her right now. And you know, I told her how we were doing, and then I said, you know, just to let you know, I went ahead and tried, you know, cutting our son's hair for the first time. So I turned the phone to him, and you know, I guess the way it looked over the phone, she told me, she was like, yeah, I could tell, because, you know, he was saying, hello to mommy. They was talking back and forth, and, you know, she said, oh yeah, I could tell. So, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, and sometimes the way things look, like, over the phone, like if you're not right there to see it yourself, sometimes things can look differently. So I'm just like, well, okay, you know, maybe, you know, it doesn't look as atrocious from the front, but I'm like, you know, she hasn't seen the sides in the back. It's just a straight on view, like how you are looking at me straight on. So I'm just like, let me get this over with. Let me just get it out there right now. So I told her, I said, well, just to let you know, I gashed his head in the back. And I said, not like I cut him or anything, but I took off a little more than I had anticipated. And I told her by accident. So I called him over. I said, come here, man. I called him over and had him turn around. And I swung the phone around. I turned it around, and she seen it, and like her mouth just dropped. I mean, it hit the floor, like. And in my head, I'm like, I mean, because I was debating whether I was gonna take a picture of my son and put it on here, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little overprotective. I'm just like, I don't want to put him out there like that. You know, not for no views or nothing like that. And, you know, more power to anybody who would do that. But I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that. But when she seen it, she was just like, and she just paused. And in my head, I'm just like, I know it's bad. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, but it still could be worse. And, you know, let's not forget, this is my first time, so. But I'm just waiting for her to respond, and she's just looking, and then she went from her mouth dropping and her eyes bugged out to then she puts her hand over her mouth, and then she kind of slides down like this. And she's just there, and I'm just like, man, maybe I should have waited until she got home to tell her this. And then, you know, I'm telling her, like, that's not all. And then I turn them to the side, and she's just like, oh my goodness. And I mean, like, she was just, she wasn't, I'll put it to you like this, she wasn't like mad, because she knew it was like my first time, and it's, you know, of course it was by accident, but it's still like, dang, come on now, like, you know, like, and this is just me speculating, like, or thinking this is what's going on through her head. Like, you know, you cut your own hair, it's going on 4 years now approximately that you've been, you know, or 3-4 years you've been cutting your own hair, like, and she's like, you know, have you ever messed yourself up like that? And I'm like, yes, I have. I'm like, I've gashed myself before. It just comes along with the territory you're trying to learn. And she's like, well, you need to, you know, do it to yourself. Get those clippers and give yourself a gash. Gash yourself in the back and on the side. So both of y'all gonna be walking around like that. And I was just like, what you mean? Like, and she's like, what you mean what I mean? And I'm like, it was an accident. Like, I understand, like, you know, you don't want to see your son like that. I don't want to see him like that. But, you know, I'm thinking like it's a small price to pay. So in the long run, I get better at it. And then I can just cut his hair whenever, you know, we want it cut. Save the money, save the trip. Gas, like, you know. So I just figured, you know, I just kind of got to get my little bumps and bruises out the way like anybody else. So, but I mean, she was actually understanding of it. It was just the fact that she was just looking at it like. And I mean, I remember the first time I got his hair cut at the barbershop, like the first time he ever got his hair cut in his life. Right before his first birthday, his mom wanted him to get like a photo session done, and she was like, you know, I want to make sure his hair is cut. So, you know, I took him to the barbershop, and you know, she told me like how she wanted it, basically how I would describe to you all before. But when I got his hair cut and I came home, she had the same reaction. She just instantly just froze and her mouth dropped. And I remember she had groceries in her hand. And she just, like, we have an ottoman next to our door. And she just sat down on the ottoman. And the grocery just kind of plopped on the floor. And she just looked. And then she just started, like crying a little bit. And because, you know, like, her and my mom have always expressed how they really love, you know, like my son's curls in his hair. So she's like, please don't get rid of the curls. Please don't, just have them. And, you know, I'm trying to explain to her, like, this is back, you know, with his first haircut. I'm like, this is his first haircut. You know, he's not even 1 year old. So he's going to have a machine that's vibrating and buzzing and coming to his head to, you know, cut hair. I'm like, he's not going to be as still as, you know, still enough to get the type of cut that, you know, you probably want him to get. And he actually did really good for the fact that was his very first time. He kind of was, you know, looking around and doing like this and, you know, but I had some stuff downloaded on my phone and, you know, pulled up YouTube and Sesame Street and just, you know, just try to keep his attention. And overall, he did really well, especially for his first time. But I'm just like, you know, you're not gonna. He's not used to it enough to sit still to get the kind of cut. So I'm just like, you know, and the cut wasn't bad. It was just that it was shorter than what she wanted, and even up top, like, you know, he just had like a round head basically. But I told her, I told my mom, I said, look, the Curls came in one time. They're going to come back. No, no, no. If you cut them, you're going to ruin them. They're not going to come. They will come back. I'm telling you. No, that's it. What happened? Them Curls have come back, and they've come back, and come back, and come back with a vengeance. So, but she had the same reaction then. At least she didn't cry. It looked like she was about to, and maybe she wanted to when she was holding it in, this time around. Maybe when we got off the phone, she said, shed some, I don't know. But, I was just like, man, I know this is my first time. I'm like, I can't let him go out like that. I can't go out like that. So, I actually went back in on his hair. And, even though the gashes are still there, I feel much better the second time around than I did that first. The first time was just like, man, but this time I feel, more confident. And, even though I'm still nervous, I feel like if I keep doing it and keep paying attention, I'll just, get better, and just have a knack for doing it. And that's what I want. I just want a knack for doing it. So, I took a few pictures and sent it to her. As far as I know, she hasn't opened up the messages. So, I'm hoping that'll kind of help to say, well, what do you think of his haircut now? So, I guess we'll see. Either when she opens it, maybe she'll respond to my text, or when she gets home. But, I just wanted to give you all this update and just let you know what transpired between my wife and I. So, maybe I'll try to, detail my journey on trying to get better and just let you know how these things go. And if anything else I feel might be interesting, just to kind of talk to you guys about, let you guys know, I get on here and just vent. So, until next time, this is Shrin Rummy signing out.